A keeper is a creature genetically modified by the shadows to be used by the Drakh to control individuals from other races. Biology. Newborn keepers are spawned from a device called a techno-nest, a process that leaves the parent keeper reduced to a shriveled blackened husk. Born with a high degree of self-awareness but no sense of being or purpose, a keeper is immediately bonded to a Drakh. Driven only by instinct, it digs its still short and stubby tendrils into the specialized nourishing pouch on the Drakha's chest and becomes a part of the Drakh entire as a whole, though it will always remain especially responsive to the individual Drakh to which it bonds. Once bonded to a Drakh, the keeper quickly matures and an exceptional specimen can become fully grown in as little as 3 days and ready to be implanted into a thrall. The skin of a keeper is covered with microfibers that dig into the victim's skin and hook into their neural system. The creature itself is built like a series of synaptic relays that can cut into the neural pathways and override them, and the longer they stay attached to a host, the more microfibers it grows and the greater its ability to control becomes, so its control over a given host grows as it does. The keeper cannot be completely removed from its host while both it and its Drakh controller are alive, and even if most of it is somehow destroyed or excised, it will quickly regenerate. It can, however, be incapacitated if the host consumes enough alcohol, due to its symbiotic nature. A keeper can choose to disengage itself from its host, but it is a lengthy process and is usually lethal to the host. Known sightings. In 2260, the Drakh attached a keeper to Captain Jack, in an attempt to kill Number 1, the leader of the Martian resistance during the Earth Alliance Civil War. The keeper was placed there as part of the Clark administration's pact with Mr. Morden and his associates, though by the time it was discovered the shadows had already left for the rim, so it appears as if the Drakh were attempting to continue their relationship with Earth in their master's absence. Around the same time, the Drakh began to influence the Centauri by attaching a keeper to Regent Milo Verini, allowing them to influence his actions as part of their long-term plan of retaliation against the actions Londo Mollari and the Centauri Republic took when they executed Morden and his 2 shadow associates and destroyed the shadow base on the island of Selene. In 2278, David Sheridan had a keeper attach itself to him from an ancient urn from Londo Mollari, who was under Drakh control by means of another keeper. Sheridan headed for Centauri Prime in order to lure his parents into following him there. Despite a plea from Michael Garibaldi not to rush off to Centauri Prime, both of Sheridan's parents went anyway, and were both captured by the Centauri. Garibaldi went to Babylon 5, where he was able to learn from Vercotto that the Drakh had been on Centauri Prime for quite some time, and that they were in control of the Emperor and Prime Minister. Mollari was ordered by the Drakh to have David's parents killed. However, he arranged their escape after drinking enough to gain a few minutes of freedom from the keeper's influence. Upon returning to Minbar, David Sheridan was examined by Dr. Stephen Franklin. Franklin figured out that the only way to remove the keeper without killing Sheridan would be to kill the Drakh that spawned the keeper. Vercotto and Garibaldi returned to Centauri Prime and found the Drakh Shivkala, who had spawned the keeper. Ver killed the Drakh, and the keeper immediately died. Dreamweavers. A Dreamweaver was a special offshoot breed of keeper, used to create and implant dreams while a subject sleeps. In late 2262, Shivkala used a Dreamweaver to encourage Derla's ambitions and urging him to send archaeological teams to K0643. He continued to use this method over the course of many years to guide Derla's actions, even going so far as to supply detailed weapons designs.